A 19-year-old girl beat a 14-year-old girl in the head on a bus, resulting in her deceased from cerebral hemorrhage. In February...
Actually, man, we're having a great evening. But there was something that came across the desk that we felt was important to talk about. And she sent it to me, Sweet. Shout out to Sweet. Go and
Hi, everybody.
She sent this to me, I want to say, was it earlier this week?
It was a couple days ago.
Right. And so we had a couple other things we had to get to, but this was a great one to talk about. An unfortunate one at that. Do you want to go ahead and give a quick description about
sure.
how this went
I don't
down?
know where this was. There was a 14-year-old girl on the bus, and her 19-year-old bully, who's been bullying her for I don't know how long.
Right.
The little girl's ignoring it. And the bully proceeds to kick her in the head. Her head goes... You just have to watch the video. Like, it's crazy. People are recording and laughing, but nobody's even bothering to stop, to intervene, to anything.
See, it has so many layers to this thing. It goes to how people are jaded and numb.
I blame World Star.
I blame a multitude of things in media. Remember when I even took it all the way back to Bart Simpson? Because you got to look at the first domino, right? Once you get numb to one thing, the next thing escalates. Then the next thing escalates. That's how it is where we look at the generations and we're like, yo, when we were supposed to be the bad generation because we was deep in gang banging and all this type of shit like that, the generation before was the crack era. The generation before, because we was babies in the crack. We were babies in the crack era. And so it has become a natural progression. But I'm going to go ahead and dive into this first clip so you can get a full context of this. Check it out.
A 19-year-old girl beat a 14-year-old girl in the head on a bus, resulting in her deceased from cerebral hemorrhage. In February, on her way home by bus, 14-year-old girl Madison met 19-year-old girl Brittany, who often bullies her. During this period, Madison kept coughing due to physical discomfort, which caused Brittany's dissatisfaction. She first stood on the chair and insulted Madison, but Madison ignored her. This completely angered Brittany, who kicked Madison hard on the head with her foot, causing Madison's head to collide with the armrest. Madison wanted to resist, but Brittany immediately grabbed Madison's head and punched her several times. During this period, no one stepped forward to stop, and the person who filmed the video even laughed, ignoring this farce. Madison felt dizzy and had a splitting headache after returning home. Madison's parents immediately took her to the hospital, but unfortunately Madison passed away due to a cerebral hemorrhage. Subsequently, Madison's parents immediately called the police and accused Brittany of intentional homicide. In the end, Brittany was sentenced to 20 years in prison.
Saw that, you heard that, and it's horrific. It's horrific. And it brings me to this idea, or not even idea, this thought, that this has really been a thing. There was another young lady that lost her life, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but my first thing is about bullying. Now, on a multitude of levels, people say, I have heard people say, bring back bullying. Bring back shame. I agree with that. Then I've heard people say no bullying. I also agree with that. I'm one of those guys that like to kind of flow in the middle because I think a healthy portion of both is necessary. Now, I'm going to pass it to you. Well, let me go ahead and let you go.
Yeah, no, because I believe that there's different kinds of bullying. And the kind that, yeah, I know emotional scars take longer to heal, but you can live and survive and walk another day from an emotional, and also having, I hate saying it, but having the bullies that just talk their shit, it made us stronger. It gave us, thicker skin. It made us, and then for those of us that actually had the same, we realized we had the same that the bullies had, but we could use ours for good. It makes people...
Shout out to my nigga Matt, man.
It makes people, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I was a high school mean girl for a short period of time. And then I became the one
Yeah,
that
like
no, but then I became the one that fought for those who couldn't or wouldn't
and
speak
that's
for
the
themselves.
part I love about your story.
Like-
I'll joke with you and I'll tease with you, but you did tell me that story, and the reason why I said shout out to my homeboy Matt, and unfortunately I can't say he's my homeboy now. I don't know where he's at, but this was a great guy, and he had MS, right? I can't say that word properly, but he had MS.
Multiple sclerosis.
Thank you. And people used to fuck with him, but that wasn't no go for me. He was a solid dude, good-hearted dude. I hope he sees this. I hope this comes across his table or his desk or phone or whatever, because you was a good guy, and it was good to know you. You know what I'm saying? And it was weak to me to pretend to be wolf, to fucking, that's hyena. That ain't wolf.
That's scavenger.
That's right. That's vulture.
Yes.
You dig what I'm saying? You're a bottom feeder.
Pigeon.
You get
Mine, like, but can't, if somebody comes at it, they fly away.
Hey. Say that one more time.
It's not even the scavenger or the bottom feeder. It's
Mhm.
more like a pigeon,
Mm-hmm.
where everything is theirs. They swarm all over everything, but the
Mhm.
second something like comes at them, they startle and fly away.
Mm-hmm. And
Like-
watch from afar.
Yes.
Because they're not bred for that
And they
shit.
wait till they can come back.
Right.
So it's like,
Where versus in opposite, lions, wolves, they get their prey and they wish you would. They wish you would. Right? Because some people are built like, and here's the sad thing that we teach people, which actually should be true. If you don't fight back or respond back, then, and this is what they say, remember we was growing up in the 90s and shit like that, this is the message that they'll have on TV. If you don't fight back, the bully will leave you alone.
oh yeah.
Type of shit.
I
That's
remember that
that's a
message.
lie, and it's been a lie. Because some people like to feed on easy prey. And the easier you make it, does not make the situation go away. The unfortunate part is that we don't have balance. So then on the extreme end, there's people that's like, you can't come back in this house and take that ass whooping.
No, you can take an ass whooping, but you better.
No.
like,
But you know what I'm saying?
if you didn't do
This is not
anything, like,
over.
you don't start it, but you finish it.
I would even want to do a part 2 to this with my homie TK. If you haven't seen this, one of our lives, he even told a story of, and you know, I don't like to disrespect.
Well,
'cause
let him
it's-
go back and find it, or let him tell it himself.
Well, it goes along the lines of how serious some parents hold respect in their household and in their culture. So we'll do a part 2 to this, and I hope y'all tune in that because it's rare, right? So these are the extremes, right? Now, the reason why I say some bullying is good because even Miss Sweet said this to me about how it helped mold character, how it helped strengthen problem solving, right? Because as you get older, you realize life is high school. There's crews, cliques, you know what I mean? Popularity,
But I'll say
there's
this.
go
Sorry
ahead.
to cut you
No,
off.
please, go ahead.
We were lucky to grow up in a day and age where if we didn't have to see our bullies, we didn't have to go through it. Nowadays,
That's real. It's
they
hell.
can't get away from it.
That's
it's
real.
social media. It's everywhere.
You know
So
what?
they have it a lot harder now.
I was agreeing with you, and I'm just trying to see how that, because like for example, you might see your bully online. That's where it comes, online bullying, right?
Yeah, but it's not
But-
even just seeing your bully online. It's the posting, the videos,
That's online bullying.
yes, and
Right.
then like not just that, the DMs, like because we didn't have like when we
Well,
were growing up, we
we
had
had-
cell phones, but it wasn't until we got older and they were mostly prepaid. And
No,
they
you're
were,
right. But here's the thing. That's still from a distance. You have the options on most apps to block,
That's what
to
happens when you
monitor
block-
and filter.
That's what I'm saying is when you block nowadays, you can block that person, and 5 more accounts pop up.
I get you. I
Because
get
it's
you.
not just where there's one.
hmm
It's that troll mentality. It's that high
Can I ask
school
you
Negro.
something?
Times 10.
Does that feel? It's bullying. What I'm saying is, does that feel as strong as actual.
Well, the problem with that is it's not just online, because that's just what I'm saying. They can't escape it. They're in school with these kids. If they're doing it online, what are they doing in person? Like,
Facts.
you
You
know
know what that brings me to? I remember this story about this girl named Jade West, I believe. And she got into it with this girl that was continuous bullying. And they got into it when they got off the bus. And unfortunately she passed.
No, did they? No, I think they got into it at school, and were still put on the same bus to go home. Like they had started the fight at school,
So
and
that's even okay.
like, and were put on the same bus to go home.
And then it carried on when they got off the bus.
Yes.
And then unfortunately happened.
Yes. Yes.
Check it out.
After the death of a 12-year-old middle school student in Georgia. The girl has been identified as Jayla West, a student at Mason Creek Middle School in Douglas County, located in Winston, Georgia. According to reports and accounts shared online, Jayla had been involved in an earlier altercation at school with another student. School officials reportedly notified her mother about the incident. However, both students were still allowed to get on the same school bus after dismissal. Witnesses say the argument continued during the bus ride home. When the bus reached their stop, several students got off, reportedly expecting the situation to turn into a fight. A video circulating online is said to show moments before the confrontation escalated. Shortly after the altercation, Jayla tragically lost her life. Authorities have not yet released full details about exactly what happened during the fight, and the case is still under investigation. The incident has...
At the end of the day, I guess any situation can get taken out of hand, right? I would even say, I remember a situation in my school where outside of school somebody pulled a gun on somebody. Inside of school they came and busted them with a brick in the middle of the hallway out of retaliation. And then more and more things happen outside of school, And so I guess it kind of depends on the culture that you in, the community that you in, the circle of friends you in, the people that have raised you and taught you on how to deal with certain things determines how you deal with certain things. What we generally would expect out of a school situation like this is the fisticuffs. But it's shocking when it turns into homicide, negligent homicide, whatever you want to call it.
What is shocking to me is how the school allowed them to. It started at school.
You're talking about the Jay West?
Yeah, neither kid's parents knew about said incident. Nothing was done about said incident, and then they were put on the same school bus.
Right.
At the end of the day.
And you know what's real about that? Schools nowadays have such a focus on being so deep in almost parenting the kids, right?
Until it comes to actually keeping them safe.
You feel me? Where's the line drawn?
We might have got our asses beat at school growing up. I mean, if we had gotten in a fight at school, not only would our teacher or our principal or whoever had every right to beat our ass with a paddle,
right?
Our parents would have been called.
Oh.
We would have been sent home.
Oh.
We would have been... my mama would have beat my ass in that school, in that principal's office, and then took me home the whole way home. I'm sorry, mama. And I'm still going to get my ass beat again when I get home. And every day that I'm suspended from school...
You're getting your ass beat because of the money I lost, having to get off work, the fact I got to get caught up here and I'm embarrassed. Mm-hmm. You acting like I ain't raised you right. This is all the shit they saying. Wow, they whipping you. Why are parents great multitaskers? Like, I can whoop your ass and give you an in-depth lecture on why I'm whooping your ass, and also understand I love you and I'm already cooking food. You're going to eat, then you're going to take your ass in the shower. I already got the shower running. You're lucky I ain't whoop your ass in the shower because you know about You never want to get caught slipping in the shower. Don't do the setup. Just be dirty. You know what I'm saying?
I'll wait.
For real. If she said get in that bathroom, sit on the toilet, nigga, because she's coming. For real.
Thank God I always have to.
Okay, no, look, so Tim. TMI. No, it's not Tim. It's not Tim. You know what I'm saying? I thought I had a goddamn what do you call that shit?
Like Tim from now on, just like Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, right. I can't fuck with this person. Put your applications in. I need a new producer because this chick is crazy. But she said, but no, this is a very serious thing, so I don't want to play around with this. So here's how I'm gonna come at this thing. We usually go on both sides of the coin, and in this situation, I believe there's 4 brackets, 2 on each side. I believe there's necessary reason to do shaming and bullying. And I don't want to get too in depth and offend anybody, but sometimes people need to be told you're fucking crazy. Sometimes people need to be told that's weird. Sometimes people need to be told, what the fuck are you doing? Sometimes you need to be checked, right? Sometimes the checking and some of the bullying sharpens your fucking defensive skills and makes your skin tougher, because iron sharpens iron, right? Now, trust me, I do feel bad for those. Here, Miss Sweet hurt her ankle earlier,
My foot.
or her foot, trying to be goddamn Hulk Hogan and shit, but
It worked.
it did work. But sometimes bullying does go too far, right? And I would even dare say, let's say this, I would even dare say most bullying goes too far. Let me just be real. Because without a medium or a ref or somebody to, you know what I mean, guideline this shit, it can get carried away. It really can. But the reason why I say sometimes that it's necessary, because I look at the end result of some of the people that made it through our generations, and how, yes, listen, honestly, some people, some of us have trauma. Some of us have broken things. But the one thing I can say is that we became resilient. We became...
Most of us.
Well, okay, and I think that's fair, right? What percentage would you say out of 100 that did? Would you say 70-30, 60-40? Okay, I would say 60-40, but I would say 80-20 make it look like. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like almost like a functioning crackhead. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know he's broken until he shows you that he's broken or she's broken, right? And unfortunately, sometimes that comes off in relationships more so than the public world, right? But my point is, it was a strengthening tool in many situations. What do you need?
Nothing. Just trying to get comfortable until we're done, and then I can pull it up right.
So we're gonna do this quick. So I am pro and against. I also feel pro and against violence, right? Sometimes motherfuckers need their ass whooped. Sometimes trying to be like, I'm not gonna fight back, I'm gonna be the bigger person, ain't gonna cut it, G. It ain't gonna cut it. And you know it'd be amazing? You sometimes be overthinking it, and all it takes is one good goddamn bah! You ain't even gotta do that.
But the problem with that now is, nowadays, that'll lead to a...
Oh no, we're in a different time and space now.
I mean, it would have been different back in our day, and that's why
And unfortunately, that's what I was talking about.
So, I mean, nowadays you can't tell your kid, because it could cost them their life.
Ironically, that goes into that TK story, but that was back in the day. But and we still had random things like that. Like I was just explaining that one story, but now it's a floodgate of that shit. You feel me? And I'm not gonna be a hypocrite, but I would say if you wanted to try to figure this thing out, how to stop this problem, you might want to find out how to get this overwhelming source of guns. Imagine if a nigga got put onto a hood. He does his quick 60s. They pull out a bunch of guns and then he gets to pick his. Like, some things are deeper than rap. And I always believe in finding the first domino to solve a problem, right? Many times people look at the problem or the one that was before it, look at the initial issue, official tissue that started this shit. And that'll tell you the source of how we got to Because I'm telling you, where it used to be gladiator school, now it's like even the goddamn limp noodle arm motherfucker can bust a gun, and now we don't even have problem resolving skills. It used to be, you have anger, let me go take you to the gym and show you how to box. That don't even mean shit no more. It don't mean shit no more. You can swing, swing, bang, bang, you're dead. And what's unfortunate is that I really wanted to have a positive ending to this thing, but as I'm thinking about it, it's like, where does it end?
Well, the thing is, you kind of proved my point of, yes, bullying was back in our day, yes, because you could solve things with your, like, and you go home,
Right.
and your mom, your dad, get somebody to teach you how to defend yourself, and you
Right.
go back and you live to fight another day.
And we even had people that would break down how this works in society. Mm-hmm. We're like, there's always going to be some assholes. You got to learn how to stand up for yourself. You got to learn to be assertive. You got to know time and place. You can't fight every battle. Like there's lessons in this shit. That's what I'm saying about pro-bullying.
Yes, but
because
that would have worked back in
our
our
time.
day.
We sound
Now,
so old when you say
but
that
what I'm
shit,
saying,
but
I hate that we sound old, because I swear I
feel
would never be my parents and say in my day.
Nigga.
But I find myself apologizing to my mom so much, like,
That's a fact.
especially since becoming a mom.
That's a fact.
Like, you know,
you
so
realize what it is.
it's like, and now I see what my parents were talking about, because I see how they saw our generation
Right.
and what we, you know.
Right.
And
they were
so,
worried about a switchblade.
Yes, well,
you
I
get
mean,
what I'm saying?
and now
and the
it's,
little revolver. You know what I'm saying?
And now, the worst you as a kid come home with is a black eye, busted lip.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
it was real scrapping, real.
Right.
You know.
Right. The worst you would get at that time was a jumping, and
Some ribs broke. Like, and
Yeah,
it sounds.
yeah.
It
No,
sounds.
it
but
sounds
you're
that,
still,
but, like, nigga, you was
live,
alive.
And you lived to, like, you weren't mortally wounded. You
it
weren't.
sharpened you, G. Either it meant, that's what sharpened iron.
Yes.
It either broke you or made you. And I know that seemed harsh, but it was an excellent character builder.
But I'll say this for everyone that it broke.
Yeah.
It also changed some and made some become those that defended the ones that could not.
That's true
Like,
too.
'cause
That's true too.
I'm not
some
afraid
people,
to admit.
Some people became cops. Some
Well, not all cops are assholes, but all assholes are cops. No, I'm just kidding.
you heard it.
No, because there are some
I endorse.
really good.
No. Absolutely.
There are some really good,
Absolutely.
really,
you know what I say about that. Like,
Yes.
like if I can't be there to take, you know what I'm saying, I want my mom to call the police.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people actually do their job. I even saw this one time on this movie called Fallen, and Denzel Washington said this line: "Dirty or no, 90% of officers go out there to do their job, dirty or no. You feel me? They're trying to stop some kind of fucked up shit. Even if they have that spot where they're extorting or this. The rest of the day is not just running through the city trying to fuck everybody up. They gonna stop something. You know what I mean? That's why they have quotas. That's why they have this. That's what you feel me? You gotta take some things with a grain of salt. You feel me? Everybody's not gonna be 100. People are humans. And you have to hope they stand up to a standard, but you know that everybody's not going to, right? So most cops, I believe, want to do and want to make a change. We grew up in that time where they had the career day, and the cops would come in there.
The firemen.
Right. And people are telling you, like, and you wanted to be
Between the boys, it was always a
cop, fireman, or maybe a military dude or some shit like that. You feel me? When let a dude come in there and he got them.
But now it's like if you say you're a police officer, most people automatically, like, it's not the same as it was. You don't hear a lot of little boys and girls saying they want to grow up to be a police officer, or, you know, they still say fireman, they still say military, they still say,
because now the cops are bad in our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
And
that comes from home training.
But it takes away from the ones that are actually good, that are actually. Like I saw the video the other day about the man where the little boy was out going and ringing door to door to see if anybody needed yard work done.
Right.
Somebody hired him. Somebody, I don't know, driving through the neighborhood or in the neighborhood called the police about him being there. And the police officer showed up and, like, talked to him and explained that he was hired to do this. you know, his mom's working, but they can't afford a lot. So he was trying to, and the little boy's like 14.
Yeah.
And the cop let him go.
Yeah.
Didn't, you know. Well, then he shows up at his house the next day.
With the cop?
Yes. But you want to know what he showed up to do? The little boy really wanted a PS5. The cop bought him a PS5 and brought it to his house.
see what I'm
and
saying?
like told him he respected the
See
hustle
what
that
I'm
he
saying?
had and why he was out there. Like
I was a dog walker, dog. I was a
babysitter.
dog. You understand what I'm saying? I had hustle shit. I was selling candy door to door. I was walking dogs. I didn't do the lawn shit, but I respected those that did because I didn't have my own mower. You feel what I'm saying? The only way I can do it is if you had a mower, I can help you. But I was like, I'll walk your dog for you. You feel me? And I'll be walking around with 5 motherfucking dogs and shit. But I was making a little change, and people respected that because that was getting it from the mud. You feel me?
No, I get it.
Now we make it seem like that's an impossible thing, but that's a beautiful thing. That's what I'm saying. There are good people out there, dog. Everybody's not fucked up. But you know what happens? The same thing that happens with how we look, the same thing that happens with how y'all look. The bad seeds overwhelm the crop. You feel me? And let's just say it doesn't really in actuality. Because the illusion is what the media shows. You feel me? That becomes our real world. And I know we're getting shiny on the subject, but for real, unless you go out and really intermingle with people and deal with folks, you don't know what the real world is. That becomes your real world. So if you're not in the black community, you assume every black person is doing that. If you're not around white people, you assume every white person you interact with is racist. If you're not, well, shit, this is a hard one because every time we see the police, white or black, the heart drops because you don't know who's behind that
I will
wheel.
say this for the white side. The only reason your heart drops is because you've actually done some shit.
I like that.
But for like
That's a thank you for that real, I guess, white person's honesty. You know, because real shit. Because we think that y'all riding Whistling Dixie. Dixie.
Whistling Dixie.
Yeah, you feel me? But the truth is, white people do dirt too. And that's the reason why their heart drops. Because they're hoping like, oh, I ain't getting jammed for whatever you ain't have in your car.
Or just,
But see, the thing that's a blessing about y'all and a curse for us is you get a automatic omission pass just by holding 10 and 2 and keeping the speed limit.
and even if you do get pulled over for never mind, that's because I'm also a female.
But see, that's what I'm saying. But it's real.
No, I know.
And I love that you keeping it real. I don't give a fuck if I change my, and I'll be like, change my vernacular and be like, how you doing, sir? Hey, yeah, you know, hey, man. You got your registration? And you know, we automatically assume it's over with. So much so, another cop car pulls up, we already calling somebody like, yo, shit, I'm about to go. Because we know another cop pulls up, we're gone. We're gone. The cop is busy saying like, no. It's just for our safety. Oh, no, we're just restraining you for our safety. No, let me put the cuffs on. Don't fight. You feel me? And you're trying to quick talk. Hey, but sir, wait. I got you. No, you're good. We're just gonna put you in the back of the car for just a second.
Why aren't you bending your arm? You're
Right. Stop resisting.
Resisting.
And then another cop comes. Stop. Now, obstruction of justice is happening. Resisting arrest is happening. Those are 2 charges on top of whatever charge they're gonna try to get you and look.
For what they pulled you
Right.
over for.
And we all know this. You even said this one, and shout out to my homeboy that just came back home solid. It's harder to get out once you go in.
Yep.
And I mean, soon as the cuffs go on, we ain't talking about even getting to the jail. Once the cuffs go on, they don't want to take them off. And I know we kind of went a little broad, but I showed you 2 clips, white and black, right? And the thing I'm saying is, bullying can sharpen your tools as far as survival, but we also understand that the times have changed. And even still, We see people where the community should be trying to help, where the community should be trying to, because there was a spiel about, let's judge our community or whole court. You feel me? There's none of that. We rather get the world star shot. We rather get the good angle. We rather have that comment like the cameraman was dope than stop a little girl getting stomped out on the bus. We rather see the fight than stop a 12-year-old girl from getting brain damage. And then we have the nerve to sit back and like, yo, what's wrong with our nigga? It might be you. It might be. It might be the lack of parental guide. It might be the lack of community. How you gonna sharpen iron when there ain't no more iron? The only iron we got is these. Something to think about. I would like to see your comments below. I would like to engage you guys as well. Like, share, and subscribe, and catch us at the Cool Table 1.0 as well as the AH. And also holler at my homeboy T the Teacher. We'll catch you next time at the Cool Table. Deuces.